Time is the most precious resource we have. It is not promised, it is not unlimited, and once it's gone, it never comes back. So the question is, are you using your time wisely, or are you simply watching it slip away? There was a time when I thought I had all the time in the world. I made excuses, I procrastinated, and I waited for the perfect moment. But life has a way of teaching us that the perfect moment never comes. You have to create it. Time is something we often take for granted, assuming that it will always be there, available to us whenever we need it. But the truth is, time is a gift, not a guarantee. Every moment that passes is one we can never get back. We spend so much of our lives thinking about the future or regretting the past, but we forget that the only time we truly have is the present. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that there will always be another day to start working on your dreams or to change your habits. But what if there is? Every second is an opportunity. We wake up in the morning with a set number of hours ahead of us, and the clock ticks on whether we're ready or not. We have the choice to decide how we want to spend that time, but too often we let distractions take over. The world is full of noise, social media, worries about the future, and endless to-do lists that we forget to live in the moment, to make the most of the time we've been given. Time does not wait for anyone. It doesn't pause or slow down just because we need a break. Once it's gone forever. There are no rewinds, no do-overs. Think about how many times you've said, "I'll do it tomorrow," only to find that days, months, or even years have passed by, and that thing you promised yourself would happen never did. Time slips away quietly, and we often don't realize how precious it is until it's too late. This is why we need to act now. Don't wait for the perfect moment or for life to slow down. The time to change, to grow, to achieve more is right now. Every day that you hesitate, you lose a piece of your future. Time doesn't discriminate, and it doesn't care if you're ready or not. It moves forward relentlessly, and we are all its passengers, but we have the power to choose how we use it. Imagine looking back on your life one day and wondering what you could have done if you hadn't let time slip away. You'll never get that time back. So start now. Make the most of today, of every hour and minute you have. Time is a gift, and the way we spend it determines the life we create. In a world filled with distractions and endless demands on our attention, it's easy to lose sight of what truly matters. We get caught up in the chaos of daily life, deadlines, social media notifications, and obligations that seem urgent but often aren't important. We often find ourselves doing things simply because they seem necessary, without ever stopping to ask whether they align with our values, our goals, or our purpose. But if we don't make a conscious effort to prioritize what truly matters, we risk living a life that's busy but not meaningful. We all have the same 24 hours in a day, but how we choose to spend that time determines the course of our lives. Every moment is a chance to invest in what truly matters, whether it's our relationships, our health, our dreams, or our personal growth. But in the rush of life, we can easily forget to give our attention to these things. Instead, we may end up pouring energy into things that don't contribute to our happiness or success, such as worrying about things outside our control or giving in to distractions that pull us away from our priorities. To prioritize what truly matters, we must first define what matters to us. It's essential to be clear about our values and what we want to achieve in life. For some, it might be family or friendships. For others, it might be a career, a passion, or a cause. Once we identify these core priorities, we can make intentional choices about how to spend our time and energy. This means learning to say no to things that don't serve our bigger purpose and saying yes to the activities, people, and commitments that align with our goals. But prioritizing what matters isn't just about saying no to distractions. It's also about making time for the things that nourish us. We need to create space for the activities and relationships that bring us joy, peace, and fulfillment. Often the things that matter most in life require effort and sacrifice. Building meaningful relationships, working toward a goal, or focusing on personal growth demands time, patience, and consistency. And sometimes it means letting go of things that once seemed important but no longer align with our vision. Ultimately, prioritizing what truly matters is about living with intention. It's about making choices that align with the person you want to be, not just the person the world expects you to be. When you take the time to reflect on your values, goals, and passions, you can navigate life with clarity and purpose, ensuring that each day is spent on what truly counts. The power of saying no is one of the most underrated yet transformative skills we can develop. In a world that constantly demands our time and energy, the ability to say no becomes crucial in maintaining focus, balance, and ultimately achieving what we truly desire in life. Too often we say yes out of obligation, fear of disappointing others, or simply because we want to be liked. But every time we say yes to something that doesn't align with our goals or values, we are in essence saying no to something else. Our time, our peace, our dreams. Saying no doesn't make us selfish or unkind. Rather, it's an act of self-respect. By saying no to things that drain us, we make space for things that nurture us, our passions, our personal growth, and the relationships that truly matter. It's a way to protect our most valuable resource, time. Time is finite, and once it's gone, we can never get it back. Therefore, it's essential to guard it fiercely and spend it on what aligns with our values, goals, and overall purpose. Learning to say no also means setting boundaries. Boundaries are essential in preserving our mental, emotional, and physical well-being. When we don't set boundaries, we risk becoming overwhelmed, burnt out, and resentful. By saying no, we communicate that we respect ourselves enough to prioritize our own needs and limits. It's a way of taking control of our lives instead of letting external pressures dictate how we spend our time and energy. Moreover, saying no is a powerful tool for staying focused. In an area of constant distractions, it's easy to get sidetracked by things that pull us away from our true path. Whether it's a social media notification, an unnecessary meeting, or a request that doesn't align with our mission, each yes to these distractions means we are diverting our attention from what really matters. By practicing the art of saying no, we can stay grounded in our priorities and maintain the discipline necessary to achieve our long-term goals. At times, saying no can be uncomfortable. We may feel guilty or fear letting others down, but in the long run, it's the best gift we can give ourselves and those around us. When we say no to the things that don't serve us, we are saying yes to a life that is purposeful, fulfilling, and aligned with our deepest aspirations. Saying no is not about rejecting people or opportunities. It's about creating space for the things that will help us grow, achieve, and thrive. In the pursuit of success, we often find ourselves waiting for the perfect moment or striving for perfection in everything we do. We believe that unless something is flawless, it's not worth pursuing. But in reality, perfection is an illusion, and waiting for it only delays progress. The key to achieving more and creating meaningful results is consistency, not perfection. It is the small, everyday actions that compound over time and lead to lasting change, not the rare bursts of perfection that we sometimes expect of ourselves. Perfectionism is paralyzing. It leads to overthinking, self-doubt, and fear of failure. We become so focused on making everything perfect that we end up avoiding taking action at all. We delay projects, hold off on starting something new, or abandon our goals altogether because we feel we're not ready or we don't have everything just right. But the truth is, waiting for perfection only holds us back from the progress we could be making. Consistency, on the other hand, is liberating. It's about showing up every day, even when things aren't perfect. It's about making progress, not waiting for ideal conditions. Whether it's working towards a fitness goal, building a career, or learning a new skill, it's the consistent effort, day in and day out, that drives growth. Over time, those small steps accumulate and lead to significant achievement. The difference between success and stagnation isn't found in moments of perfection, but in the dedication to keep going, no matter how imperfect the journey might seem. It's easy to compare ourselves to others and feel discouraged when we see their success or apparent perfection, but what we don't see is the consistency behind their achievements, the countless hours, the setbacks, the mistakes, and the moments when they simply showed up despite not being at their best. Success is built on perseverance, not on flawless execution. By choosing consistency over perfection, we free ourselves from the pressure to be perfect and embrace the process of growth. It's not about being flawless, it's about being persistent, about taking action, and about having the courage to continue even when things aren't perfect. Consistency is what builds momentum, and momentum is what leads to results. So stop waiting for everything to be perfect and start taking action today. The progress you make, no matter how small, will bring you closer to your goals. The people we surround ourselves with have a profound impact on our mindset, actions, and overall growth. They influence how we think, how we approach challenges, and how we perceive success. When you surround yourself with growth-minded individuals, those who are driven, optimistic, and focused on constant improvement, you elevate your own potential. It's easy to overlook the importance of your circle, but it's one of the most powerful factors in shaping your journey. Growth-minded people are those who see challenges as opportunities, failures as lessons, and setbacks as temporary. They inspire you to reach for more, to push beyond your limits, and to strive for progress every day. When you're surrounded by individuals who believe in growth, you begin to adopt that same mindset. You start viewing difficulties not as obstacles, but as stepping stones to a better version of yourself. Their energy, work ethic, and determination become contagious, motivating you to act with purpose and conviction. On the other hand, when you spend time with people who are stagnant, negative, or lack ambition, their mindset can easily rub off on you. If you're constantly surrounded by those who settle for mediocrity or who discourage you from pursuing your dreams, it becomes harder to maintain your own drive. Negativity, self-doubt, and complacency can start to seep into your thinking, limiting your potential and holding you back from taking the necessary steps toward your goals. It's important to recognize that not all relationships are beneficial for your growth. Sometimes we must make tough decisions about who we spend time with, choosing to distance ourselves from those who drain our energy and instead seek out those who lift us up. When you align yourself with people who share your vision for growth, you create a support system that fosters collaboration, encouragement, and shared learning. Growth-minded people push you to think bigger, to take risks, and to challenge the status quo. They hold you accountable, celebrate your successes, and remind you of your strength when you feel discouraged. Their belief in you becomes a mirror for your own belief in yourself. The energy and attitudes of those around you shape the trajectory of your life. Surrounding yourself with growth-minded people isn't just about gaining knowledge or skills. It's about creating an environment that nurtures your ambition, fuels your passion, and challenges you to become the best version of yourself. Your circle can either limit you or propel you forward. The choice is yours. In today's world, it's incredibly easy to fall into the trap of consuming information constantly, whether it's scrolling through social media, binge-watching TV shows, or endlessly reading articles. While consuming content can be educational or entertaining, it often becomes a passive activity that doesn't add real value to our lives. It can be a distraction, a way to fill the void or avoid the discomfort of taking action. But if we truly want to grow, make an impact, and live a purposeful life, we must shift our focus from consumption to creation. Creating is an active process. It involves effort, intention, and the willingness to put your ideas into the world. It doesn't matter whether you're creating art, a business, a blog, a new habit, or simply the life you envision for yourself. What matters is that you are producing, not just absorbing. When we spend more time consuming than creating, we can easily get overwhelmed with information, yet accomplish very little. We collect ideas, facts, and opinions, but rarely take the next step to turn them into something tangible. Creating is where true growth happens. It's the moment when the things you learn, the experiences you gather, and the inspiration you find in the world come to life. Every time you put effort into creating, you are contributing to the world around you, whether it's through sharing knowledge, solving problems, or expressing yourself. By creating, you reinforce the skills you've developed, push your limits, and expand your potential. Every piece of work, no matter how small, moves you closer to your goals and helps you become the person you are meant to be. It's important to remember that creating doesn't have to be grand or perfect. It simply needs to be consistent. Even the smallest creations add value over time. It's easy to feel overwhelmed by the pressure of having to create something extraordinary, but the key is to start with what you have and build from there. It's the act of starting, the commitment to the process, and the willingness to share your unique perspective with the world that truly matters. The more you create, the more you grow, learn, and evolve. So instead of getting lost in the endless cycle of consumption, ask yourself, what can I create today? How can I use my time to build something that reflects my passions, my goals, and my purpose? By shifting from being a consumer to a creator, you take control of your life and begin to shape the future you want to live. In a world full of distractions and endless content, it's easy to get caught in the cycle of consumption. But the true power lies in creating. The act of creation is what brings your ideas to life, pushes you toward your goals, and leaves a lasting impact. Every moment you spend creating, no matter how small, is a moment invested in your future. So make the conscious choice today. Stop consuming endlessly and start creating. Your time is precious, and what you create with it has the potential to change not only your life, but also the lives of others. Take the first step toward becoming a creator and watch how it transforms your world.